welcome to another installment of Metalhead Central, the show where I take an honest look at the harder side of music and give it an honest rating. Well, this is it. The big one. The most anticipated metal release of the year. My right arm is apparently a Tool fan and disagrees with me. Okay, so this is one of the two most anticipated releases of the year. Anyway, it's Slipknot's new album, We Are Not Your Kind. It was released August 9th on Roadrunner Records. Now, Slipknot is a band that I hold particularly close to my heart, as they are one of the first metal bands I ever heard. Psychosocial was a gateway song into the massive and rather twisted world of this group, and now I've basically heard every song they've ever done. My favorite album by them is their last album, 0.5 The Grey Chapter. It was a masterpiece. So, does the new one hold up to its predecessor? Let's find out. The question everyone is asking right now is as follows. Is this as heavy as Iowa? Let me answer that. Yes. It's definitely as heavy as Iowa. Now that that's out of the way, let's make another thing clear. It's nowhere near as heavy in the same manner. Let me explain. The guitars may not be as down-tuned and the drumming may not be as fast, but it's definitely got its own brand of heaviness lyrically speaking. Corey Taylor speaks very candidly and rather cryptically about someone struggling with depression and self-loathing. To me, that's heavier than any crunching guitar riff. Musically speaking, the album delivers on a lot of different levels. I especially love it when the driving stuff does come into play and you do feel like you're listening to something from the band's days of yore. A lot of this wouldn't be out of place on either the self-titled album or Iowa. But then again, a lot of the stuff wouldn't be out of place on Volume 3 or The Grey Chapter. This does feel like an amalgamation of a lot of the stuff that the band has done throughout their career, and the album's all the better for it. There's a little something interesting going on in every song, from the choruses with their melodies and whatnot, to the guitar riffs, to Craig Jones's sampling work and Sid Wilson's DJ scratching. And it all adds up to be one of the most fantastic records in the Slipknot pantheon. It's not perfect, but it's definitely something that's different from everything else they've ever done, while mashing together a lot of what they've done. How they managed to do that, I don't know. Tracks like Unsainted, Nero Forte, Orphan, and Spiders bring the melodic tinge that this band is known for throughout the choruses, while songs like Birth of the Cruel, Red Flag, and Solway Firth crank up the heaviness and unleash everything on the poor, hapless listener. It all works together rather brilliantly, and no two songs sound exactly the same. There's always something new to discover around every corner of this album. Now, the downside. The album is a little rough around the edges. It doesn't feel as polished as The Grey Chapter was, and so that causes some of the songs towards the end of the album to feel a little muddled. The song My Pain, in particular, is more of a spoken word piece with some odd keys thrown behind it in order to get it on the album. It's the only track on here that doesn't really feel like it truly belongs. You've got the heavy stuff, and you've got the lighter stuff, and My Pain feels kind of like the odd man out in this situation. But overall, the Knot have returned after 5 years with an album that is sure to please every fan the band has. I know it pleased me. Every song on here, barring one or two, is fantastic in its own special way, and the album gets the message of depression is terrible across in many different facets. It feels thought out, it flows very well, and the production is excellent. In other words, Slipknot have done it again. I'm giving We Are Not Your Kind a 99 out of 100 on the YPS scale. Thank you so much for watching. Click like and don't forget to subscribe for more Metalhead Central and the Metal Artist Review Show. Next week, the 3 big weeks of metal comes to an end, or maybe just a hiatus, with Killswitch Engage's new album, Atonement. I'll be scrutinizing every nook and cranny of these metalcore mainstays' new efforts, and I hope you'll join me. You've been watching Metalhead Central, where I give honest ratings to honest music, and I'll see y'all next time.